Awesome. Hey, I think I'm starting to finally figure this thing out. I don't think we have anybody in the chat just yet, but just wanted to say welcome if you're viewing this afterwards. Yeah, I'm just here, kind of doing one of these things and allowing you guys to interact with me. And
I think I'm starting to finally figure this thing out.
To do one of these live Q&A things.
I don't think we have anybody in the chat just yet, but
once a week.
just wanted to say
like
welcome
if
if
you're
you're viewing this
more
afterwards. Yeah, I'm just here, kind of doing one of these things and allowing you guys to interact with me. And
I think I'm starting to finally figure this thing out.
To do one of these live Q&A things.
I don't think we have anybody in the chat just yet, but
once a week.
just wanted to say welcome if you're viewing this afterwards.
Figured I'd let you guys know.
Yeah, I'm just here, kind of doing one of these things and allowing you guys to interact with me.
I think I'm starting to finally figure this thing out.
To do one of these live Q&A things.
I don't think we have anybody in the chat just yet, but just wanted to say welcome.
Yeah, I'm just here, kind of doing one of these things and allowing you guys.
Awesome. Hey,
Hold on.
I think I'm starting to finally figure this thing out.
Do one of these. Let me know if that sounds better. Oh man, I'm so sorry for that. I bet you that sounded so weird. Does this still sound terrible? Okay, I bet you it sounds better now. Oh my goodness. So sorry to our viewers there. Wow, that's going to sound horrible. Hey, it's going pretty good, Mr. Nice. Like the username there, sir. And Daniel, hey, glad you're out there in Japan. Definitely on my bucket list there. Definitely a place I'd love to go to. Are you like actually in Japan, or are you like in Okinawa? Because that's, I don't know. Let me know. I've heard that is not the same thing, sir. But yeah, let me know if it. Hopefully, it sounds way better. Wow, I'm so sorry about that. I think I had two mics going on at the same time. Hi, Eliza. Eliza. Appreciate it. Guten Tag. I don't know Swedish very well, though. So, wow. This is a very eclectic group of people in this chat right now. So, hey, welcome to the chat. Glad you guys could join us from all parts of the world. I obviously am here in South Dakota, as you can see in the flag in the background. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm open to anything. Basically, I'm the social media manager and a marketing NCO for the South Dakota Army National Guard. I work here with the Recruit and Retention Battalion. You know, you don't have to ask me National Guard questions, but if you do, I'd probably be easier to answer those. But, you know, hey, we can literally ask me anything you want. Colt 1911 or Glock 18 third generation. Personally, I could never get used to the grip angle on the Glock. I'm just not a huge fan. I definitely like steel frame firearms, steel frame handguns when possible, even though they're a little bit heavier. And sometimes you don't get as big a high round count. I think one of my favorites metal frame handguns is I have a CZ SP01. It's like a CZ75, but with like a rail on it and stuff. You can still carry like 17 rounds in it. So, and it you know, like for me, metal frame handguns, they got a little bit better recoil impulse for me. So yeah, personally, I would totally go with the 1911 myself, but that's just me. Or I think maybe to do the staccatos. I think those are double stacks, right? They might still have a metal frame. Unsure. I mean, polymer guns have their place. They're great. I own polymer guns too, but yeah, metal frame's a little bit better to me. Small D, big world. My MOS is currently 79 Tango, which is a recruit and retention NCO. I don't have like a mission though. I'm not like recruiting people. My job is to work here on social media and talk to people. If that can, like, you can believe that, it kind of blows me away sometimes. Before that, I was a 46 Sierra Public Affairs NCO, which is basically how I get this job because they went to school and learned how to make videos, and then I was able to like turned that into my resume to start working here, and then I make all the videos that you see on the channel that we post here. Before that, I was actually Army Reserve. I was a medical lab tech, and I was a 13 Romeo in the active Army, which is a firefighter radar operator. It like tracks incoming artillery rounds. So I've been around the block for a minute. Daniel, you're in Okinawa. Okay, that's still very cool. I had a friend that was in Okinawa, and yeah, an incredible time. Definitely jealous. Glad you're here with us, Daniel. And I like your name. Hey, Verwork. I'm glad that you love the military. I love the military too. That's what a quinkadink. Let's see what else we got. Position and rank. So, like I was telling others, I am a staff sergeant, but I'm a marketing NCO and recruit and retention here in South Dakota. And so it's kind of a different job here. Normally, I would be like a squad leader, right? But where I'm working here, I'm kind of like one of the other office drones. I just help keep things running, and I make stuff and help out recruiters with whatever they need. And I do the social media here, and that's kind of my whole job. I make pictures and graphics and videos and take pictures and take videos, and yeah, that's kind of it. It's an interesting gig. Lightbow, I look like your ex-boyfriend. I get that a lot. I mean, I'm a big white guy. What do you want? Let's see here. Hey, you're welcome, Sujak. Glad you like the handgun info there. So definitely, I'm big on the handguns. Oh, and Verwick, thank you. I appreciate the support. Let's see what else we got. Heath. So, my thought on that is I do like what the Secretary of Defense has done, where he is instituting a single standard across the board. I don't think that females should be taken out of opportunities if they want to, but I don't think the standard should be lowered for them either. I have met female soldiers within the service who, can definitely hump that ruck. They are total beast mode. And, if they want to do that, more power to them. You know what I mean? I had the opportunity to train on Fort Bragg when I was a lab tech. I wasn't doing anything crazy, but I had the opportunity to train on Fort Bragg, and of course that's the home of the airborne, and that's where SOCOM command is and stuff like that. And they actually had tryouts for females to work with soft teams, and basically it's because like there are certain skills and certain abilities that females have and capabilities in that place that you just can't get otherwise. And so, I think that female soldiers serve an important role in the military, and yeah, all the doors should be open, but you don't change the standard. That's one thing that doesn't change, right? Hey, Squirrel Sniper, appreciate that. You're very welcome, Daniel. Triplets trick shots. Both your grandfathers were in the Army. That's awesome. Yeah, there's you should maybe consider joining the military too, but that's up to you. But hopefully your grandparents are still around, and yeah, you should talk to them about it sometime. I know sometimes it might be a little bit weird. My grandfather was in World War II, and he never really talked about the war all the way up until I joined the Army and I went to basic training when I came back home, and then he told me all sorts of crazy stories, and it was a really interesting time. Shattacles, yes, we do. It's kind of a derogatory term. You call it a butter bar. That's a second lieutenant. It's because the bar for the rank is gold. You don't call them a butter bar in front of them, though. That's a little bit derogatory. Firework lover. Nice. Vervik. Yeah. Are you actually in Holland right now, or I'm curious? Lightbow, I do have a lot of ex-girlfriends, unfortunately. I made a lot of mistakes in my life, but thankfully I changed my ways and found an incredible woman and got married, and I'm happily married and have been for 9 years now. 9 years going on 10. So, hopefully, Lightbow, you can find a good man out there too and get married. Hey, the car guy. Hi, back to you. Oh, love from India. Appreciate that, Cat Gamer. So, namaste. Let's see what else. You got 3 more months there, Daniel, and then you're originally from Southern Cal. That's cool. My wife was born in Southern Cal, so that's a really cool place. I had a chance to go to LA here about 2 months ago, and yeah, it's always a great time down there. The weather was amazing, food was good. It was nice to go back. Let me know if you're like LA or San Diego. Like, what part of SoCal are you talking about? Lightbow, how many hours of watch time from being monetized? So, interesting question. So we mostly do shorts here on YouTube, and the way that YouTube has it set up, you have to get 40 million views within 90 days, and I'm like nowhere close to that to being monetized on YouTube. Interestingly, Facebook has offered to monetize our channel, but the thing is this: it's still an official government channel, and so I could monetize it and then immediately get fired. And so it's really not worth like the tens to maybe hundreds of dollars I would potentially make. So yeah, it's not happening. It's never going to happen. But the idea is there. The idea is there for me on like a personal level, basically, is what I'm saying. Yes. Coco, my opinion with gays joining the military, it's fine. You know, I actually am old enough. I originally joined the military when the don't ask, don't tell policy was in effect. And I knew people who were homosexual and were in the military, and it was terrible because they were really scared to be potentially found out. And, you know, they were just trying to, them being them, and they wanted to be and serve in the military. And, you know, I had no problem serving with them. And so I'm really glad that things changed. That being said, like, you know, it shouldn't be your entire identity, right? But otherwise, no, there's no problems with that. Who cares? Like, you do you, I'll do me, and it really doesn't have any impact on your military service. So, hey, I appreciate that, Lightbow. Agent, I am a staff sergeant at E6. Yeah. Chill guy, a weekend warrior. Ironically, even though I'm in the Guard, I'm AGR now, which is Active Guard Reserve. So I am not a weekend warrior, sir. I am the Guard, and I serve full time. So I come into work. I work 5 days a week, and I still have to do my drill weekends, unfortunately. But, you know, that is what it is. I go out to the field and everything like that. So anyway, what else have we got? Oh, Lightbow, that's great. I'm glad you're married too. Yeah, Lightbow, that is crazy. Like, yeah, I want to say it was 40 million views in 90 days. It is a lot. You got to get quite a few viral videos together in a row. So we've had some good success out here, though. So, you know, we've got our videos that got millions of views, and I'm particularly proud of that. So, yeah, no complaints here. Hey, Fazal, appreciate it. Hi, back to you. Well, Dominic, I don't know, man, but you're here, so let me know if you got any questions. I don't know. South Dakota's a cool place, too. New Jersey's not too bad. You guys have cows there as well, so. Slovakia. I appreciate that, Tommy. And Agent John, your sister's an instructor in the Navy. Have I served with the Navy? I have. My father was in the Navy, and on top of that, I actually was mobilized 2 years ago as when I was 46 year of public affairs. We had to actually go out from South Dakota, and we went to Germany, and we actually went out there and we worked for Special Operations Command Europe, doing public affairs stuff for Special Operations Command. And so we were working with Navy SEALs and Green Berets and folks like that. So, yeah, in a sense, I have worked with the Navy. Probably completely different than what you were thinking. But yeah, it was just, yeah, never would have thought that would have happened, but definitely did. And it only happened because I was in the South Dakota Guard. So, hey, Aiden, right back at you. I'll even say roll tide for you. So, I appreciate that, Agent. Yeah. Why should you join the Guard compared to the active duty? Well, Brandon, I have actually been active duty and National Guard and Army Reserve, and I can tell you that the active and National Guard have been my favorite, right? And for completely different reasons. You know, I feel that you could really be successful in either one. It really just depends upon what your life goals are at this moment in your life, right? So, say that you're young and you want to go out and get away from home and go someplace new and just do this thing like full time and really commit to it for a while. Active duty is not a bad idea. It was a great experience for me. I learned a whole lot. It really gave me a strong foundation in my soldier skills and really opened up a lot of doors later in my life. The National Guard is also great, too. You still get to go off. You get to learn those soldier skills. You do basic training, which was great for me. You get to go to an Army school and learn some skills and get paid for it. And then you get to go back home, and you can have a lot more time at your home side. So, that's important to you if maybe you have like a family or you're planning on going to college or stuff like that. It would be better probably for you to join the National Guard. Being active side, it was really great, and I learned a lot of things. I was in the best shape of my life. But, they say you can go to school. It's really dependent upon your job on how much free time you're actually going to have, and that is a tricky wicket to pull off. It's certainly a lot easier to do if you're in the National Guard. And like here in South Dakota, we have 100% student tuition assistance. So that's at every single major school in South Dakota, both private and public. So it really depends upon your state. But, if you want to go to a school in your home state and get that college done, National Guard is it should be pretty higher in the list. But, if you want to go out and get stationed overseas or have a unique job, active duty is there too. Favorite war movie, it would be Stripes. It would definitely be Stripes. Hey, Agent John, appreciate the help out in there too. Yeah, it was, being part of SOC here, that was crazy. I look like Jean-Claude Van Damme. Well, that is certainly a first. I usually get, what's his name? Kyle Busch. A lot of people say I look like Kyle Busch or Mike the Lawyer. So I'll take Jean-Claude Van Damme. Appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, and, also if you do active duty, you don't have to think that that's going to be the only thing you're going to do. A nice thing about the National Guard that I found is that it's a lot easier to change your job. So say you go active duty and you're in a job and it's just not for you. You can always let your contract run out and then go out and then sign right back up with the National Guard. The biggest important thing is to just always work hard and do the best job that you can possibly do, and don't be a jerk. Let's see, what else we got? Kevin, right back at you, bro. You want to become a conservation officer? Recommendations. Brother is graduating from Fort Leonard Wood. What do I get him? Honestly, I would just take him out to a nice restaurant. Go out, get a big steak, and he'll probably really enjoy that. Honestly, that's what I would get him. Conservation officer, in a park ranger sort of thing. Is that Game and Fish and Parks, or are you talking about Forest Service? I don't quite get it, Brandon. Sorry. Light bow to qualify. Yes, but it's 10 push-ups for everybody, but it's not 10 push-ups. It's 10 hand release push-ups. Okay. So that means you go all the way to the ground. you extend out your arms, you lift your arms off the ground, you bring them back in, and then you go back up. So it sounds easy, but like maybe try them out first. You can find some videos and try to do 10 hand release push-ups before you start going off. And then that is the minimum, and that's one of 5 events. So, you know, like you need to be in decent shape to reach the minimums, okay? But the nice thing is that, you know, if you go to basic training, like they do an amazing job getting you into shape. I remember when I went to basic training, I weighed 183, and by the time I got done, I weighed 210, and that was not fat. It was all muscle. It was all muscle. It was great. Hey, Ronaldo, you cannot join the Army or the National Guard until you do get the green card. Now, once you do get the green card, you can join the active Army, or once you move and live legally in the States as a lawful legal resident for 6 months, then you can join the National Guard. Both of those programs can fast track you for citizenship, but unfortunately, you can't just join the Army to get the green card. Sorry. Let's see, what else we got in here? I appreciate that, Agent John. Reacher. You know, interestingly, I am the same height as the actor who plays Reacher, if you believe it or not. A lot of people are a little freaked out because they just see the videos and they think I'm just a normal dude, and then they meet me in real life, and then they go like, oh, you're pretty tall. Hey, Aiden, yeah, you know, that's a good point. Things are fun, and yeah, sometimes you do hard stuff like sleeping out in a tent and things like that. It's not the most fun, but, you know, sometimes hard things make for good stories, and it improves your life. You know, nobody ever remembers the guy who just laid on the couch all day. Everyone remembers the people who climbed Mount Everest and did hard things. So, yeah, good point, Aiden. Let's see, what do we got? 100% P and T. I don't know what that is, but I appreciate Simple Dad. All right, military. Yeah, roses are red, stems are green. I just can't wait for you to turn 18. Well, thankfully, in the National Guard, you can actually join when you're 17, believe it or not. Yeah, you can actually join when you're 17. You can do what's called split train. So you join when you're 17, and then you go to basic training the summer between your junior and your senior year, and then you come back. You do your senior year in high school, and then after that, you go over to your advanced individual training the summer afterwards. And the nice thing about that is you're actually in the National Guard the entire time. So you're building that time on your contract. You're earning a paycheck every weekend, or 1 weekend a month. Yeah, not a half bad deal. What year did I join? You're not going to believe this. I actually joined in 2004. Yes. I joined in 2004. I did 6 years, almost 6 years, and then I got out for a while. The Army Reserve called me. They gave me an offer I couldn't refuse. So I got back in, did that for about 6-7 years, and then once I moved up to South Dakota, my commute to the drill location down in Omaha was incredibly long. And so I decided to get out and see what the National Guard had to offer. And they had this dream job that I'd always wanted way back when I first joined. And that was to be this 46 Sierra Public Affairs. So I signed up with that. You're probably thinking like, good grief, you're still in E6. Well, the thing is, I had to take a couple of demotions. I actually had to take a demotion to join the National Guard. That's how much I wanted to join the South Dakota National Guard and have this job. I actually took a demotion from E6 back to E5 to get the job, come back up, then delay any promotion just so I could get this AGR job. Like, that's how much I enjoy being in the National Guard. That's how much I enjoy having this job, is that I have actively delayed my promotion to basically be here. So that's kind of the skinny of it, and that's why I'm so old. I'm 42. Best animal for military training, Belgian, the Belgian Malamute. Those dogs. I had a classmate of mine. He was actually a canine instructor, and he always said the Belgians would never stop. Dang, Dominic, that is not very big. No, well, actually, Agent, yeah, my family does live in South Dakota now. So I'm originally from Nebraska, and now we've all moved up to South Dakota, and I love Nebraska, always will love Nebraska, but, I love South Dakota. I live in the Black Hills. I live in a mining town, and it's gorgeous. So can't complain. There's no wind. There's no bugs. There's no mosquitoes. It's pretty awesome. Hey, that's nice, Aiden. I'm glad you're in RSP. Hey, keep learning, keep doing good, and listen to your cadre members, to the drill sergeants, and they're going to get you well prepared for basic training. So, glad to hear it. Yes, Brandon, we are considered a veteran. You're considered a veteran if you complete 2.5 years of service, I believe, is what typically grants you a veteran status. I don't know. I'm also like a veteran of foreign wars member. I deployed a couple of times back when I was in active duty, and then I've been mobilized a couple of times, once when I was in reserves and once when I've been in the National Guard now. So let's see what else we got. Hey, Giggling. Thank you. Appreciate it. It does actually have the Morse code button right there. You got to go in the middle side. Favorite military vehicle to drive, Luke? That would be the LMTV, the Light Medium Tactical Vehicle. That's the one that's made by Oshkosh. It kind of has the flat cab on the front. So you have the LMTV and the MTV, which is the medium tactical vehicle, and the light medium tactical vehicle. Leave it light medium. Okay. But yeah, that's my favorite. It's one of the fastest trucks in the Army, actually. It has this turbo inline six that it will spool up and it takes off. Awesome. 1 second. I got a cough. Hold on. Sorry. Man, I had a cold 2 weeks ago, and it's still kind of getting me here. So, apologies. Agent John, yes, I'm allowed to go home. I go home to my family every single night. Even though I'm active guard reserve, yeah, I live like a normal person. And if you were active duty, you do the same thing. You kind of do your morning PT if you're active, and then you do your 9 to 5, and then you go back home and to your wife and kids, and yeah, just kind of like any other sort of normal job. So. Looking at you, Aiden. Okay. You feel like you're going to get told that? Yeah, right? Wake up. Coolest MOS in the South Dakota Guard, Brandon. I am a little biased, but I personally think that 46th year of public affairs is the best MOS in the entire Army, period. You go to an amazing school in Maryland. You get to learn how to use cameras. You get to learn how to take pictures. You get to learn how to make videos. You basically get to learn it all, right? And then you get to actually do your job the whole time while you're serving, right? Because you actually go out and then you take pictures and you make videos of soldiers doing this stuff, and you get to go and watch them do all the cool stuff, and then you leave before they have to do the whole cleaning tents or wrapping back up a bunch of camo net or any of the not so fun Army stuff. So to me, that's one of the coolest jobs. Second coolest job to me in the South Dakota Guard would probably be 12 Charlie, bridge crew member. If you don't know, South Dakota is one of 2 states in the nation that has a very active bridging company, bridging battalion, I should say. And by that, I mean that they have boats. They have bridge erection boats, BEB. You can go and look those up. And so, yeah, they use these boats and you use floating pontoons and you create a floating bridge. And so, yeah, it's like South Dakota and California that get really active with this stuff. So, yeah, if you were a 12 Charlie in the South Dakota Guard, yeah, you're getting out on the water. If you really like being out on the water, being in the boats, like doing stuff like that, man, 12 Charlie, that's pretty awesome too. Third, 12 Bravo. It's pretty neat. Combat engineer, you get to blow stuff up. And after that, probably 12 November, actually. Horizontal equipment engineer. You get to run bulldozers, road graders, stuff like that. And actually, we have a 10,000 bonus in South Dakota if you sign up as a 12 November. It's good for the next 2.5 months. So, who will win the war between humans and machines? Well, if our media has anything to say, probably the machines will dominate, and then finally the chosen human will arise, and then we'll have to send him back in time. I don't know. 1 second. Sorry. Okay. Odds of a 91 Bravo getting a full-time job working for the National Guard, very high, actually. Quite high. So there is a whole maintenance battalion in Mitchell, South Dakota, that they are, they're always kind of hiring people. There's also another maintenance division over here. Not division, but there's a maintenance section over here in Rapid City. 91 Bravo, if you want to be full-time, that is definitely a good MOS to pick, for sure. As long as you're able to, show that you can actually, like, spin a wrench and know what you're doing and you're willing to, fix stuff up, like, yeah, you definitely can get a job here full-time in the South Dakota Guard. And an interesting thing about 91 Bravo maintainers here in South Dakota is that we have one of the only engine dynos in the nation, actually. Like, we have a couple of engine dynos because what we will do is actually we rebuild engines, and we're one of the only states that actually does that. So, yeah, a unique opportunity here in South Dakota if you really want to get into the nuts and bolts. But, yeah, definitely your opportunity to, like, rebuild M113 engines, rebuild Hemet engines. We're going to try and get a video. It's just hard because they're on the other side of the state, but I definitely want to get out there and show people the engine dynos that they have out there and show a 2-stroke supercharged, turbocharged diesel that makes 650 feet-pound of torque, right? I feel like that would be pretty cool. Well, that's pretty cool, Simple Dad. You're at Aberdeen. Nice. Aniso. I do trust the P320 now. They fixed it up. If you don't know, the P320 is also known as the M17. It's the current duty weapon that we have, but the biggest difference is it has a manual safety on them. But, I've heard about the problems, or if you ask SIG, they say there was no problem, but I never heard of any of those problems being in the military or with the military weapons. So, yeah, I think having that manual safety was a good idea. It's not going to happen. It's not going to get replaced with the 365 or a Glock. We have the M17. That's what it's going to be. I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. So. No, Libo, I don't wear sunscreen. I need to wear more sunscreen. My wife gets after me about it. You should also wear sunscreen, folks. Even if you're young, even if it's not that sunny or you're not planning to be out in the sun, you should still wear sunscreen. It helps prevent wrinkles and sun damage. A little bit. Hi. Oh, Sorry about that, Alexander. Yeah, no, we're South Dakota. We have the blue flag back here and everything. So, but hey, glad that you joined the Cali Guard, and yeah, should be a good time. I just was out there 2 months ago, and met some of the guys out there, and really cool organization. So I hope you have a good time. Let me know what job that you signed up with, Alexander. I'd be curious to know. Thoughts on the North Dakota Guard? They're up north. They're there. They're doing their thing, guarding up in the north. There they are. I don't know. I unfortunately I actually haven't really gotten to work with them a whole lot. I'm like catty corner from like where most of North Dakota is. Like I know North Dakota is right there, but there's north of here there's not much of anything. Most of everyone in North Dakota is like over on the east side. So, hey, appreciate that, cheese man. How much do I like the Washington National Guard? Yeah, I like the Washington National Guard. I know a couple of people out there, and yeah, I'm sure they're great too. Oh, Aiden, advice for Fort Sill. Hold on one second. Excuse me. Advice for Fort Sill. Are you talking about for like basic train? Let's see, because you said you're in RSP, so you're going to go to basic at Fort Sill. Basically, just all you got to do is do exactly what the drill sergeants tell you to do. Do it to the best of your abilities. Don't stand out in any way. Like, don't be the greatest at anything. Definitely don't be the worst at anything. Just kind of keep your head down and do what you're supposed to do. And honestly, you'll probably just like you'll just go right on by. You'll have an easy time. I mean, easy, but like you're not gonna have like a terrible time, right? It's the people who refuse to train. Those are the people that don't have a good time. Don't refuse to train. But other than that, Fort Sill, I've been to Fort Sill. I didn't leave anything behind when I left Fort Sill. It's there. Lawton's a place, yeah, it's there. It's a place in Oklahoma. Staff duty. We do not have staff duty in the National Guard. I know exactly what you're talking about. I used to have to do staff duty. I've done CQ duty, as active duty and everything like that. But no, National Guard, no, we don't do that. I'm active guard reserve in the National Guard. We don't do staff duty. No. Fly, no, you cannot use a comp on your personal handgun. They will issue out a handgun, and what it is what it is. They really don't like you messing around with things too much. And the simple reason for that is because they want everyone to be trained on the same stuff. Sorry. I think maybe I'm sure that there have some scientific reason why they don't have compensators on their handguns. Maybe it's because of something. There's fouling in there. Maybe that affects accuracy, or I don't know. I couldn't tell you the exact reason why, but there are actually people who are paid a lot of money to do very scientific research on stuff like that, and if they don't want to do it, there's usually a very good reason why. Like the military does not do things willy-nilly. How do you get a patch for your dad? Online. Online stores is usually the easiest way. If you're trying to get a patch from me, it's not the easiest. Sorry to say. Military facts, is training hard? It depends on the training. I mean, yeah, sometimes you do hard stuff, but like I was saying before, doing a hard thing is not bad. Because if you do something hard, then it means that you're improving in some way. Nobody improves by doing easy things. Some training is easier, and some training is actually like really fun. You get to play with night vision goggles, or qualify with rifles, or drive trucks, or there's water survival training, so you're swimming in the pool. Like, there's a lot of fun stuff. And sometimes there's hard stuff, and like sleeping out in tents and pulling guard and stuff like that is not fun, but, it makes you better. Basic training is not easy. Like, there were definitely some hard parts, but it made me better. It helped me gain 20 pounds of muscle, so 20, almost 30 pounds of muscle, so that was pretty awesome. Yeah, Weigman, you're correct. Fort Sill is very super windy. But yeah, hopefully you get there. You'll be all right, Aiden. Yes, Lightboat. The Army is about the friend you made on the way. Really. 92 Alpha, best serving best. Nice. I see Ishmael. Oh, KKZZZ. No, you do not have to be a South Dakota resident to join the South Dakota Guard. Sorry. Oh, this throat. My apologies. No, you don't have to be a South Dakota resident to join the South Dakota Guard. You don't have to be a particular resident of any state. You can join states that are across the border. If you want to, you can be in South Dakota and join the Florida National Guard. The biggest limiting factor is how far are you willing to travel, right? Because it is one of those things that, like, they do, if you join, they kind of want you to show up to the weekend drills. And so, like, what's your plan, right? Like, are you going to, like, fly? Are you driving? Like, what's going to work here? I do know there were, like, several people who've joined the South Dakota Guard from Wyoming, just because the units here in South Dakota were actually closer to where they were in Wyoming than the units that were in Wyoming, if that makes sense. Or maybe the benefits in your neighboring state are better than the benefits in the state that you're in now, or they have some type of job that you really want to have that's not available in your state. Those are typical reasons that you would want to join a neighboring state. So, yeah, hope that made sense, KKKZZZ. No, Libo, I don't. I don't have x-ray goggles. Let's see here. We missed some stuff. Let's go back. I appreciate that little bit. Yeah. I'm doing a lot better. It's just a lot of talking, but I'm really enjoying this time that we're having together. No, Fly, you cannot use hollow point bullets, and that's not because of the Geneva Convention. That is because of the Hogue Convention is why you cannot use hollow point bullets. Handgun ammo that the Army uses is full metal jacket, just like the rifles, just like everything, because of the Hogue Convention back in 1869, I think. And that's why we use full metal jackets. It's specifically banned dum-dum bullets, if you can believe it. Nice. That's awesome, Wiegeman. Do I prefer the M17 or M18, and why? I actually have not had an opportunity to shoot either one. So, me personally, I probably go with M17 just because I have big hands, and I like a fuller size frame. So, excuse me. Yeah, A-name. It just really depends upon the unit. If it were me personally, I just wouldn't. I just wouldn't do that because you never know if somebody is going to issue out your rifle to somebody else, or I don't know. It's just not worth it to me personally, but that's just me. And again, it depends upon the unit too. So, yeah, Libo, I really need to do some more water and salt, I think. Appreciate military facts. Fly. Current rifle I have right now, so current rifle I have in the Army right now is nothing because I'm in the Recruit and Retention Battalion, and so we don't actually have any rifles issued to us. But when I was in public affairs, the rifle I had issued to me was an M4A1. The 6.8 the M7 has not made it out to very many units yet. I have not even seen one in person yet. I know that basically right now, from what I'm tracking, it's with the 101st Airborne Division, and it is with I want to say Pennsylvania National Guard is what I was reading. Going through some testing trials and stuff like that. I mean, it looks cool, so it definitely has some very impressive capabilities to it. So, yeah. Excuse me. Oh, man. Is there any sleep ritual? I kiss my wife goodnight, tell her I love her, and then I go to bed. And I put my kid to sleep. Like, not to sleep. I tuck my kid into bed, and I tell him I love him. That's my sleep ritual? I don't know. I don't know what you mean. Hey, I appreciate that, Pot Bat. Yeah, Libo, you can buy your personal rifle. I have several personal rifles in the U.S., but when you're being deployed or like when you're part of a unit, everyone has the same rifle, so then that way, if need be, you could grab any other rifle and still be combat effective. So yeah, you don't just grab random stuff and show up. So 1398713. How much of a challenge is it to go blue to green? It really depends upon you and where you're trying to go. Right? So I do remember back in the day, we had a blue to green guy who was in my unit when I was active duty, and he kind of had a tough time just because the environment was a little bit different, and he'd gone to a combat MOS unit. You know, I was in field artillery, and things were like a little more strict there, and he just didn't really know everything that was quite going on, so it was a little more difficult for him. You know, if you put forth some effort and you learn some things about the Army and you approach it with an open mind, you'll probably be fine. I will say, if you decide to get out and join the National Guard, there is currently a program where it will allow you to not go to basic training as long as you're able to pass the ACFT. It's like a 4-week-long gentleman's course. Basically give you it's basically the blue to green is what it is, and it'll allow you to join the National Guard without having to go through basic training. So that's a possibility. You know, if that's something you're interested in. But yeah, like I said, it really just depends upon you. I think the problem with that guy was that he wasn't the most confident individual, and he was also an E5, so he came in as a sergeant into the Army, and so the expectation on him was higher, and like it was just a little rough for him. I hopefully he was doing okay. I had another blue to green actually. He was an E6. He came over, hard charging dude, just jumped right into it, and he was just fine. So, yeah. MOS for the 160th SOAR, that's 15 series. So all your helicopter pilots, helicopter mechanics, stuff like that. Are you from military? Yes, Pro Gamer. I've been in the military. Yeah, I caught something. Real bad, weaky man. So I'm going on week 3 right now, and I'm still kind of dealing with this. It's been very annoying. Professor Oak, no, recruitment has not been down. I have heard that recruitment has been up generally across the active services. As far as recruitment here in South Dakota, kind of the same. We met our mission last year, and we're on track to meet mission this year. And yeah, I don't know. Benefit of living in South Dakota, you're not really affected by major things on the coasts. So, oh, cool, Aiden. Yeah, Cannon Cocker. So you'll probably be one station unit training. So you're going to do your whole thing right there at Fort Sill. But yeah. Look up cannon cockers, like the exercise. Start practicing. Excuse me. Appreciate that. Hello from Russia. I'm not going to give you any secrets. Sorry. I hope things are going okay. I wish things would end and there'd be more peace. But glad that you're here with us. Let's see. What else we got? 139. So you're E5 as well. So it depends upon your MOS. I don't know if you'll be able to keep your same MOS. You should be able to keep your same rate though. And I don't know if you're talking about doing straight blue to green, or if you're talking about getting out and then coming back in. But I think either way, you'll probably have to get a new MOS. And so do some research and see what opportunities are out there for you. But yeah, you should be all right, man. So biggest thing is just making sure that you're in decent physical shape, and that'll help you out immensely. Hey, Fly. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, you're just really putting a lot of like personal investment at risk. Like it's probably going to end up missing somehow because like you're not able to keep personal accountability of that stuff all the time. And like honestly, the equipment that they're going to give you is going to be really good anyway. Like it's pretty doubtful you're going to have something that's better. An M4 is an M4 is an M4, and you'll likely have an ACOG or a close combat optic, and those are both battle tested and very good. So you're going to have something out there better than 95% of better than the rest of the world. Really? Excuse me. I'm sorry, Russian dude. I can't read Cyrillic, and it's not translating for me. Oh, I know, Libo. It's very annoying. I'm probably going to call this quits here in a little bit. Oldest person to enlist. So technically, Professor Oak, you can enlist at the age of 42. Although, man, so if you enlist at the age of 42, you have to actually sign a waiver saying that you understand you will not be able to retire. Before that, you can enlist when you're 40 because then that way you can do your 20 years to get to 60. You still need a waiver, though. You'll need a waiver from anywhere past the age of 35. So 35 is the end cutoff, and then after that, you'll have to start getting some waivers, which isn't the end of the world. It's just some extra paperwork. But yeah, we had a 36-year-old guy going through basic training when I did, and he got the PT. He got the best PT out of the battalion in basic training. He was after it, so. Oh, Navy MP? Navy MP to Army Infantry? Yeah, you might be able to. You should be able to keep your grade. Huh. Interesting. Yeah. I don't know. I appreciate that, Russian dude. So, God bless you too. Hey, appreciate that, Joey. And, greetings to Canada. Let's see. Oh, appreciate that. Oh, I appreciate the wishing for my health too. So, but it's better. I'm telling you, man, like you're really not gonna be able to buy something that's much better than what the military is gonna offer you unless you're willing to spend like thousands of dollars. And at that point, like you're also talking about like negligible increases in performance. Like it don't worry about it, man. It's not a thing. They're gonna give you everything that you're gonna possibly need, and you're gonna find out and this is something that a lot of people find out, is that when you have to start carrying all of this stuff, you're like, oh, you know what? I actually don't want that much. Like, you kind of start trimming down and seeing, like, what do I really want? Like, what is really important to me? What do I really need to have? Because ounces turn into pounds, and pounds are heavy, man. And you start walking around carrying pounds, and you start figuring out what ounces you need to cut out. So, yeah, you're going to be like, the military will give you exactly what you need and then some, probably. And then, yeah, you'll just have to go from there. So really, it's not a thing. Do I have any important survival tips? Yes, actually. You should have, like, every person should have, like, at least a month's worth of, like, dried and canned goods in your house, along with, like, 3 days worth of water. Like, that would honestly be, and that's not an army thing. That's like coming directly from FEMA. If you had those two things, you reduce the stress load in an emergency upon, like, all the other services. And so, yeah, if every household just kind of did that, where they had, like, just a month's worth long for the family inside the household, and, like, 3 days worth of water, like, you would help out. That would be that's a good survival tip. How high is World War III potential? I wouldn't say very high. It turns out a lot of people like living. So, yes, Second Beef, I would say more soldiers are using ACOG sites now than ever before. Yeah, I've definitely been here back when it was solely iron sights. I was originally issued an M16A2 with a carry handle and everything. And yeah, I feel like the military, especially the U.S. Army, has definitely pushed more and more and seen the effectiveness of using optics. So, yeah, definitely a lot more out there. Caden, do I have any suggestions for things you should start doing to get ready? Cut out the sugar. Don't ingest a lot of sugar. Try to, keep yourself within, like, reasonable health standards, right? Like, I'm not saying that you need to, like, hit the gym and, like, put on 20 pounds of muscle and be able to be an ace football star. But, like, don't be 20 pounds overweight. Don't be 30 pounds overweight. Do some activity, like do some running. Be able to run for 2 miles without stopping. Like, you don't have to sprint. Just be able to run for 2 miles. Like, go be able to do a 5-mile walk. Like, if you could do that, some stuff like that, try to do some push-ups. If you could do 10 push-ups, I feel like that's really good, like, minimum steps right there. And honestly, Caden, like, doing stuff like that will be the best way to prepare you for the military. Is at least, if nothing else, have at least some sort of, like, modicum of fitness, right? I hope that made sense. I'm not, because I don't know where you're at right now personally in your life, but yeah, if you have, I'm just saying that, like, there are two things, there are three things that typically keep people from joining the military, and it breaks my heart every time. And these are the three things. One, they have health issues of some kind, right? Whether it's they're morbidly obese or they have asthma or some type of condition like that. Two, they don't have a high school diploma. So you need to be going to school there, Caden, and you need to get that high school diploma or you're not going to be joining anything, okay? And three is law violations, okay? So drug use, alcohol abuse, stuff like that. If you decide to be a miscreant and commit criminal acts, it could potentially prohibit you from joining the military service. So, be a good person, have a modicum of physical fitness, and study hard and do well in school and get that high school degree. And you're going to be successful, like 9 times out of 10. Hey, appreciate that. Hello back to Ukraine there. I appreciate that, Second Beef. You take care too. Rabbit Hole. Wow. Appropriate channel name. Excuse me. The Earth is a globe and has been proven a long time ago. It is a sphere. It's not flat. Hey, appreciate that. I see you. I see you. I see you. Hey, that's awesome, Kaden. I'm glad you can do 30 push-ups. So, yeah, sounds like you're already on the right track. Just make sure that, keep studying in school and get that high school degree and don't get in trouble with the law, right? Okay? Just say no. Yeah, those are good thoughts there too, name. Yeah, backpacking. Yeah, learning how to use a map. There's a lot of resources out there and YouTube videos that can show you how to terrain associate with a map. I mean, it's not essential. You're going to learn it anyway, but it's not a bad skill to have. So even just knowing how to use a road map is actually like a good tool to have. So, but yeah, sounds like you're already on the right track, Caden. So best of luck to you, and hope you keep up with your goals. Hey guys, I'm kind of running out of time, and my voice is kind of going out. So if anyone else has any last minute questions, speak now or forever hold your peace. Macam, yes, a foreign citizen can be an American soldier. You have to get a green card though first, and then be a legal resident in the United States for 6 months to join the National Guard, or at least have the green card so you can join the active army. I already know of 2 Ukrainians, a father and a son, who have joined the South Dakota National Guard, though. So it is possible. And, they immigrated here from Ukraine, and, they're serving right now. Caden, everyone says basic training is hard. How hard is it actually? There's some difficult things, but their job is to motivate you and make sure that you pass. That is a drill sergeant's job, is to do everything that it is physically possible to do to help you to pass basic training. So it is their job to get you to pass. It is your job to pass basic training. And so, yeah, as long as you just do what they tell you to do, then you're fine. So, every single soldier started off as just a regular ho-hum citizen. So nobody joined the military just as many nobody joined the military as a professional athlete. There were high school athletes, college athletes, but there was also a ton of people who were just regular everyday people. So if they can do it, you can do it. Appreciate that, Aiden, and best of luck to you at Fort Sill. I do support the Second Amendment, Fly. I think that an armed populace helps our job immensely because, it's another force that helps defend the homeland, and that's part of our mission. So that's awesome, name. Conda Prout, you loved UK basic training. I bet. I cannot sing the national anthem right now, S. Have you not heard my voice? It's not happening right now. So I apologize, but I think that's my time, guys. Hey, thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciated this. This has been our best. This has been our best live chat here yet. So I really appreciate all the comments on here, guys. I really appreciate all the questions. You guys have been so great. So I thank you for spending some of your time with me. I really appreciate that. And we'll do this again next week, and hopefully I'll get to see you then next time as well. So thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful afternoon.